So I recently launched a new video in the fundraising campaign for my movie Serendipity Moon. It's kind of a little teaser sequence, the credit sequence, and it turned out really... Talk about Duck Dynasty. I don't want to talk about Duck Dynasty. Talk about Duck Dynasty. Go away, inner voice. Talk about Duck Dynasty. So this guy said something backwards and homophobic, and the entire country was surprised by it, because apparently they can't see what he looks like. I'm sorry, but if a guy like this compared gays to terrorists, or said Obama was a secret slee stack, or that Elvis runs a race of aliens that put implants into our genitals, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. So I'm not going to give this guy any more credence or talk about what he had to say. I'm just going to talk about what I think is the real issue here. Reality shows. Which have nothing whatsoever to do with reality. Have you ever noticed that Emmys give out awards to unscripted series and not reality shows? That's because there's nothing real about them. Here's how reality shows work. A content provider, usually a cable channel, of which there are more of every single day, needs content to fill their 24-hour programming cycle. This is pretty much a constant thing. Producers who create the content come up with ideas for shows that they pitch to the cable channels. Pitches that get the most interest from the channels are the ones that are most entertaining but cost the least amount of money. Shows like Breaking Bad may get insane ratings, but they're really expensive to produce, so it's really hard to get a show like that picked up by a channel unless you have some kind of pedigree. Vince Gilligan, for example, had worked as a writer on The X-Files. So the solution for a lot of producers is to just go out and find some weird or interesting people that are willing to whore themselves out for fame, point a camera at them, put them in weird and unrealistic and heightened situations, and record the resulting chaos, and then edit it into something provocative and entertaining. But it's not reality. It's just as manufactured as every episode of 2.5 Men. Some of you may know I work as an actor from time to time, and I get emails all the time from casting boards, putting out audition notices for TV shows. I'd say about 90% of them are for reality shows. Yes, they cast reality shows, just like every other show on TV. My inbox is full of this shit. Seriously, let me just read you some of them here. Seriously, I'm just going through my email here. Do you have what it takes to be Clown of the Year? Looking for 20-something equestrians, elite training facilities, stable owners, trainers, and barn managers. Must be dating someone that is 17 to 24 that lives with or close to their parents. Men who are close with their mother and run a business together. Searching for motorcyclists who ride to the beat of a different biker. Looking to follow a family as they renovate their old home. Man or woman who has gone to or is planning to go to extreme lengths to stay looking young for a compelling reason. Half of Hollywood. Looking for a few independent, career-oriented women who just found out they're going to be having a baby. Gays and lesbians getting legally hitched. We want to document the lavish wedding you are throwing. Assuming all gays have lavish weddings? Looking for people who are passionate about their garden and or use plants? Be the voice for a new generation of pregnant females. Searching for a southerner who knows how to cook, must own or operate a bakery, restaurant, catering company, or sandwich shop. Tell us your dream job and we might make it happen for a day. Well, that's kind of cool. We are looking for enthusiastic inventors who are ready to take their prototype to a large audience. I swear I've had some that are like African American kids with rickets. We are looking for men who have multiple children with different women. We want to have their baby mamas all live in the same house to not only save money on child support, but also so their kids can get to know and grow up with their half-siblings. Yeah, they just want to do it for the love. It just goes on and on. And keep in mind who this is going out to. Actors. These are casting boards. The only reason somebody is getting this email is because they are wanting to get famous. These aren't real people they just happen to stumble upon and think that they're interesting. These are people who are looking for their big break. These are people who are willing to do anything to be on television. Even grow long beards and pretend to be rednecks. Like this guy, who turned into this guy. And this guy, who became this guy. This is the Duck Dynasty family. This is what they look like before the show. A&E didn't just go down to Louisiana and find some backwards family that does these duck things and decide, hey, they're interesting, we'll make a show out of them. They cast the show with these guys who then grew their big long ZZ Top beards and pretended to be rednecks and sold all this merchandise and became multi-millionaires. Just like Larry the Cable Guy, whose real name is Dan Whitney. He wandered in comic obscurity for years before he decided he could make a lot of money by pretending to be a redneck and selling it to people who didn't know any better. Or hey, what about Dr. Dre, who looked like this before he decided that he could make more money pretending he was a gangster? Now, I should say really quickly, I'm kind of on one level okay with reality shows. You know, there's a lot of friends that I know, very talented people who work on them, and I get the economics of it. They provide a lot of jobs for a lot of really good people, and they're cheap and easy to make, and they're entertaining, so of course, you know, the cable companies and the producers, they gravitate toward them. I get that. It's entertainment, and that's fine. But with the increasing number of media outlets out there, we have to become more savvy about what we're watching on TV. Believing that reality shows are real is like thinking that wrestling isn't staged, you know? I mean, it would just be crazy if you saw wrestling and thought, oh, that's all completely real. But even though you know it's staged, it's still entertaining. So, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy a reality show while knowing that it's all fake. Just know that it's fake. Oz is still fun when you find out that there's a man behind the curtain. Entertainment and media companies are completely saturating our lives. They're taking over every single part of our existence. They're telling us how to think, how to believe, even how to feel and how to live our lives. It's absolutely imperative in this day and age that we come to understand the difference between entertainment and reality. I would argue that media criticism should be mandatory in every single high school curriculum so that maybe someday we'll have a generation of people that won't think that somebody that looks like this is someone whose views we should take seriously. And I think the movie Network is required viewing for everyone in America.
We deal in illusions, man. None of it is true. But you people sit there day after day, night after night, all ages, colors, creeds. We're all you know. You're beginning to believe the illusions we're spinning here. You're beginning to think that the tube is reality and that your own lives are unreal. You do whatever the tube tells you. You dress like the tube. You eat like the tube. You raise your children like the tube. You even think like the tube. This is mass madness, you maniacs. In God's name, you people are the real thing. We are the illusion.
So as I was starting to say before Inner Voice cut me off, there was a brand new trailer that got put out for this movie that I'm working on, Serendipity Moon. Check it out. It's at the link over here. Or is it? Is it here? So it's somewhere on the screen. Anyway, check it out. I put a lot of work into it, and I'm really happy with how it came out. As one of the viewers said, it is a supremely badass. I'll be inclined to believe him.